Do you scrutinize the fellas when they come over?
I used to, but now they hide them from me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but because I always came out with very blunt statements, which were very, I thought, grown up and hip, you know. I didn't want to say, well, what are your intentions?
Yeah.
You know, she would go out the door, and I said, well, now, if you're going to give it up, let me know.
When I met you, it was in, you was doing an interview for the news in Chicago, here. And I remember you told me with that beautiful, strong eyes and very fighting eyes, one day I'm going to have a syndicate program all over the United States and I'm going to take you. It was 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's funny, then why we are here
And
together.
this is what I couldn't believe. This is what I never do. I never go up to a person and say, do you remember me? I don't care who it is, because, I mean, people do that to me all the time, and I never remember them. So, and it puts you in an awkward position, because then you got to say, oh, yeah, sure, I remember you. So I would never have a million years thought you would have remembered that. So when we were rehearsing today, and he said, I remembered you, I went, you remembered me?
No,
You remembered me! Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Bette Midler! When I walked out here and you gave me that heartfelt, dare I say, probably the most heartfelt ovation I've ever experienced. I mean, I really wanted to you know,
I saw you when you were the Divine Miss M.
Yes,
And
I remain divine.
You were so...
You are so enormo.
Is that it?
That's it. It's
Okay.
like, maybe you should wear it as a badge of honor or something, but it does wear you out, doesn't it?
After a while.
I should be interviewing you.
Okay,
Let's change places.
Let's do that.
What do you think? Now, I would just like to say, Miss Winfrey.
You're so funny. When you or the girls are on the bus and stuff, you don't feel like eating a lot? No?
On the bus?
Oh, I thought there was a bus. I'm sorry, I thought there was like a big show bus or something. I thought...
You have me mixed up with Whoopi.
Oh.
Well, it was actually really funny because it was the end of the photo shoot, and Annie had photographed me naked with my first child, but just for me. And so it was my idea. And when we were there and we were doing, I said, wouldn't this be great if they'd use this as the cover? And I said, but there's no way. There's no way that they would do it. And then she called me and she said, what do you think? What do you think about them using it? I said, I can't believe it.
And then when the cover came out, were you prepared for what happened?
I was away.
You were away.
Having my baby, and I really missed a lot of what was happening about it. But I was really pretty shocked. Mostly, I think I was shocked that there would have been a negative response, that people would have been, they would be offended.
Yeah.
I don't know, I did it because I thought it was a true reflection of how I was really feeling about myself and my body and my family. And
you was feeling pretty good,
yeah.
You look dashing, though.
Well, thank you. And so do you. You were flirting up a storm, as usual.
You always
it's
accuses
funny.
me of flirting.
When we did the show, there's a break, and I hear her talking to some of the women on the staff. They're going, we don't know how to flirt. I'm not a good flirt. And I'm thinking, she is the biggest flirt in the world. No, I watch, because when you talk to women, this is how you talk to women. Because you did it to me. You did it, it's instinctive. It's what you do. I'll tell you what, this is Oprah talking to you. So what are you doing? Okay, right. No, I want it this way. I want it that way. I don't want it. I go, hi, Oprah. Oh, hi. and a little tongue thing comes out.
Wait a minute. And I said, Jay says, you big flirt. I go, I am not flirting. He goes, oh, do you always talk to your girlfriends like this? Like when you're talking like that?
Just little...
She actually moves her shoulder and does her eyes.
Yeah, but
I
you're
was
talking
surprised.
like, well, if I know, I want it this way, no, we'll do this, and the editing time is, hi, G. And and this little tongue. I'm thinking, you know, what is, and you don't even know you do it. And you were doing it last night.
We'll have this conversation another time. So you were outed before you were ready to admit it to the world.
Yeah, I was out to family and friends, but I wasn't, you know, at the point where I felt comfortable being out to everybody, and especially, you know, as the tabloids don't usually say it in the nicest way either, and they certainly embellish. So it was a really difficult time. I told my father first, and I had kind of been really hinting with him, and he finally brought it up to me and said, you know, I feel like there's something that you want to talk about with me, and you can tell me anything. And I told him, and then shortly after that, I met what turned out to be my first long-term girlfriend. And I think that my mom, you know, started to see a change in me all of a sudden, and went to my dad and asked him. I think that's kind of how it happened.
And on page 207, you say, you went ballistic.
Absolutely. It had something to do with her. It had
And your
something to do
expectations and dreams for your little girl.
with, yes, like I wanted her to grow up, get married, have a child, get divorced, and live happily ever after.
This new blonde thing you got going here,
Yeah.
is that just like a mood?
It's you know what? It's a mood.
It's a mood.
Right.
I'm feeling blonde?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because...
never had that feeling.
Well, neither did I.
You say and have said that losing Sonny was, for you, the first real loss. Yeah. Toughest thing. I'd read in your book that you'd said that leaving him you thought was the hardest, but losing him turned out to be the hardest. Yeah. Okay. And so, still now, hard to, is it like, I hear this from people who've lost loved ones, they say, sometimes you want to call them, or you want to, you know, you forget that they're not here? Or has the realization...
No, you know what's so weird? I was talking to Chas the other day, and we have dreams about him. And I had one dream right after he died, and I've never had a dream like this at all. I was, in my dream, I saw him, and it was like sitting here seeing you. And he didn't talk, though, and I kept talking to him, and he wouldn't talk back to me, and then all of a sudden, he turned, and he smiled, and it was like the most real thing that has ever happened in a dream. And then he smiled, and I thought, okay, well, it's fine. And then the dream was over.
The enormity of your fame and what you mean to people, does that ever, like, hit you?
Sometimes. It
Sometimes.
does. I mean, when I can't do basic things.
Like?
I can't just move around. I can't go to the grocery store. I can't, you know, get out of this car and pump my gas without someone coming around. You know, so I end up going to
You pump your gas?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I didn't think you did.
I'm looking for full service everywhere I go.
Thanks. Thanks. Okay, now we'll do Solomon. Good. Isn't that the cutest?
Is this dog trained to do this?
No, it's not. You know the hit show Fringe? It's not only the hottest new sitcom, but last week it was the third most watched show in America. All 6 of them are here today. All 6. Live on the Oprah Show for their first ever TV interview.
I want to know how your newfound fame has changed your personal life.
Not at all.
Really, Jennifer, anything?
I don't get it as much as these guys. I don't know why. I haven't been bombarded by people, and I don't feel it has changed my life.
How cool. Hello. We're here. Okay. How cool. This is it. The last season, the end of an era. I'm standing on the actual set of one of the biggest television shows in history. Friends! Okay. And so this is Central Perk, the famous coffee shop where every Thursday night for 10 whole years we've all hung out with Rachel and Chandler, Monica and Joey and Phoebe and Ross. And today, in their first farewell interview, the cast of Friends says goodbye. Please welcome Jennifer Aniston, Matthew Perry, Courtney Cox, David Schwimmer, Lisa Kudrow and Matt LeBlanc. What do you think the finale week is going to be like?
I think that Jennifer probably won't be able to breathe because she starts crying. Like I think she started crying the first day we got here this year. And
did you?
I'm crying right now.
You're crying right now. Who is the funniest? Who is the funniest?
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Just as far as being the funniest person, not necessarily on camera, it's definitely Matthew Perry.
Definitely Matthew Perry. Okay.
Oh, not on camera.
Okay.
Not on camera, Matthew.
Who's the biggest flirt?
Oh, wow.
I think we stopped flirting with each other.
We haven't.
Well, you know, to the extent that I was in the beginning. Because at some point you just realize you don't have a shot.
We have these really rich, full characters to hide behind. To sit here with it as ourselves is really kind of nerve-wracking.
Is it? Yeah. Would Joey be having a better time, do you think?
Oh, he'd probably hit on you.
I want to ask, Jennifer, who do you most want Rachel to end up with?
Oh, I'll start crying. I think everybody's had a special place for Ross and Rachel.
Everybody. Are you getting a little misty over this?
It just made me think about the episode with the first kiss and all these, so much history between.
So much history.
Okay, Jen, can you tell us about each of your castmates?
Oh, Courtney, I just love you so much. I can be really honest with David and speak my mind, and I really appreciate you letting me do that. Oh, God, there's something else.
No, you're almost done. You're almost done. You're okay. Yeah, you're okay.
Seriously.
Yeah, okay, no, really. Okay. Okay, you want to take a minute? Okay.
What do you think of all of us, Oprah?
I like you so much, it's gonna be bittersweet. I know we
got to those two yet.
I know. I know. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Oh, I don't know if I can do it yet. Let's go on to something else.
Okay. Okay. Take a break. Deep breath. Isn't this endearing? No, really, I do. I'm very moved by it. I know. I'm really moved by it. All right. Can you finish now?
Yes, I can. Dearest Lisa Kudrow, who's also one of the most talented actresses, and I've learned so much from you as a comedian. Unbelievable, but a dramatic actress that knocks your socks off. And Matt LeBlanc is just, you know, the best big brother, young big brother. You are older than me, just a little bit. You know, I feel so protected by Matty, and he's talk about somebody who can read me a mile. I know I seem obvious, but
She's actually very happy right now. You know, crying like a baby.
This is a first for Winona because she is openly admitting to the world, her millions of fans, her family, and all the rest of us, for the first time, that she has a serious problem. And she has bravely agreed to let our cameras document her as she takes on what she calls...
I feel that it's more important now than ever because the truth will set me free.
Yeah.
And I want that.
This is something... I've been doing the show for 10 years. Never has a producer ever come to me for any show in the history of the show and said, "What are you wearing today?" I said, "I don't know. I'm just gonna, you know, it's summer. I'll put on some white pants and I was gonna wear that little Chanel jacket." I don't know if you should wear that. Don't you have something sexier? What do I need to wear something sexier for? Because Pauletta's taking care of that, honey. So then, just during the commercial break, they come out to me. They never, I mean, I've been here bra strap showing, lipstick on my teeth. Somebody just came out during the commercial break and said, "You know, Denzel's here, sit back in the seat. Your butt's looking a little big, so sit back in the seat." Denzel's explosive performance is getting a lot of Oscar buzz, and many say it will no doubt earn him his 5th Oscar nomination. Do you care about those things?
Yeah, it's nice to be recognized.
Yes,
you know.
it is.
Yeah,
isn't
absolutely,
it?
yeah.
And I'm so glad you said it, because
Yeah, yeah.
you know a lot of actors like, oh, it doesn't matter, but it's really,
Yeah.
it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it matters when they don't call your name.
Yeah. I
know. So happy for the other guy.
I know. You were here the first time. You thought that I was going to figure out that you were gay and then wouldn't like you.
Right. I was scared to death if you knew I was gay that you wouldn't like me, because I liked you so much and I wanted you to like me, and I thought, I saw a show once where you were asking someone about being with another woman, and now what do you guys, you were asking these questions, and I thought, God, she doesn't.
What are you guys, swinging from the chandeliers?
Yeah, some kind of question like that. It was just, it was like a question like you just kind of were uncomfortable with. That's what I read from it.
And so?
And I thought, and I wanted so badly to talk to you about that and tell you and to just, and I just worried that you wouldn't like me if you knew that I was gay.
Did you think that about other people too? When you meet other people, you think if they found out I was gay, they won't like me?
It's just you.
Oh.
No.
I make movies. I own movies. I've paid for movies, so I know what to do with money. If I was paying for Waterworld, it wouldn't have been like that, because in my life I run it fiscally. But there was a lot of things that
I'd like
worked.
to see your checkbook.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody like to see yours.
Oh, that was very good, Kevin. Very good. You did the same thing I did. You tried to make your nose shorter, and I tried to make mine more pointy. Stephen used to use tape.
I used to take tape, and I put it on the tip of my nose and put the other piece of tape to my. Why am I confessing this on national? What am I saying? See, you know this power.
Did kids call you names, or you made fun of?
You know,
were you kicked around?
I was kicked around. We moved a lot. My dad was in computers, so we moved from town to town. And I never found myself welcome anywhere because I was Jewish.
Mm-hmm. Were you a small kid too?
I was a small kid, skinny, you know, and not combative, not confrontational, just the opposite.
Now, certainly you read about the Holocaust, knew about the Holocaust. Were there members of your family who were directly exposed to the Holocaust?
None of my parents directly or grandparents were directly related to it, but they talked about it incessantly.
They did.
And it
Your
was
parents
interesting.
or grandparents?
My parents and grandparents
Really?
talked about it. They called it the Great Murders. The worst word you could use in our house was the word Nazi.
You're sitting in the palace, and you felt a sense of hatred for yourself. That doesn't compute in our Princess Cinderella Duchess mind. You understand?
Okay, so
that is the fairy tale.
It is the fairy tale. But then comes the realism that you actually you didn't marry to get the fairy tale. You married a man. You fell in love, and you married the man, and then you've got to come to terms with the fairy tale. Now, it's not a fairy tale. It's real life in there. Well, so to speak. They think it's real life in there.
Okay.
You know?
The Duchess says that things were different for Princess Diana. Why do you think things were different for her?
I think that she was just very good at what she did. She was the perfect princess. She is the perfect princess. I think that she just glides, really, and she's very, very tall and very beautiful, and she's been through a huge amount of discovery in her own self and a huge amount of problems with her own life. But I always think she just seems to get it right, you know.
But she went through her struggles, and
Big time.
Yes,
Big time.
and the tabloids, who are vicious, they're bad here, but they're vicious over there.
Absolutely.
Have you know, tried to kill her, literally.
Yeah, they have. And I think that that's what's so exciting about two best friends like Diana and I, is that we can grow together and transform together.
Did you
we
know?
Support each other.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, but did you know how miserable she was?
No, she was very good at not showing it. And then when I was there and living there, I sort of got to know more and more the pain she was in. Yeah.
Before that, though, I heard you had odd jobs. You sold ladies' shoes.
Yeah, I did that. I sold ladies' shoes. There was like you would sell like you weren't selling great shoes there. You know, we'd be selling like clinics or shoes for and most of the people would be about 90. It was a horrible, horrible, horrible job to do. And there would always be there was a group of women that had a toe cut off because for their pumps. There were these 80-year-old women who would wear pumps and they would have a toe cut and they'd be like, "That's a hammer toe."
Why do you think you never will? I mean, like if you met the person.
I've been married before. I didn't really think I was very good at it. To tell you the truth, I don't want to do that anymore.
Okay.
I think.
Listen, I'm the last person to be telling
Well,
anybody
that's right.
to
I'm
get
okay
married.
here. I'm safe here.
Okay.
Hey, I'm not getting married. How about you?
I'm not either.
When are you and Stedman going to get married?
Oh, man. I hate that question.
So do I.
I hate that question, too. Okay. Yeah. So it's not happening for you anytime soon? Yeah.
You?
Same here. Okay. Not having your mother growing up with you, what impact do you think that will have on your mothering?
Well, all I can say is that when I look into my daughter's eyes right now, I feel that I'm being healed.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's an incredible, because I didn't have a mother that I could grow up looking into the eyes of, I couldn't recognize myself in her. I couldn't see myself in her. So now I look into my daughter's eyes and I see that recognition, and it is so extraordinary, that feeling. And I think that it is going to heal a lot of the pain that I felt growing up without a mother.
What did anyone hear Tiger Woods when he played?
No, Tiger, Tiger made me cry.
Did he?
Oh, he did. And I just talked to him last night. Now, I teared up again every time I talked to the young man. I promised my mom I wasn't gonna cry on Oprah.
Why don't you introduce her?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my sweetie, Jada Pinkett.
Was it love at first sight when you auditioned?
She says it wasn't, but she can. How you gonna resist me?
You like to spoil me with massages,
yeah,
and
you know,
he'll bathe me and bring red wine, and Will is a very romantic
but I
guy.
do it real hard, though.
Yeah, he gets on my nerves sometimes. You know what I mean? But I cannot imagine being on this planet with anybody else.
Really?
It's the truth. I mean, this is it for me. That's it. If this don't work, then I'm gonna have to try something else. I have to try something else. Give Ellen a call or something.
Okay, can you show us a few of the Wild Wild West?
You
we all
wanna
got
learn some of
hats
that?
on. Yeah, let's
we
put our
got
hats
all our
on.
Wild Wild West
We got
hats.
our hats
All
on.
right,
Yeah.
Now, Oprah, this is a really important part. Now, I put this in there just for you.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I put this in here right now. Right, so now we'll go through the move first. We'll go through the move first.
Okay, in slow motion.
Slow motion.
Everybody stand up. Here, we got it.
All right, so let's do it. All right, just 1, 2, 3, 4. Little snack there. Look at little snack.
Okay. So 1, 2.
Man lost his damn mind in the West. There you go. Bless. Kidnapper down, nothing less. Now I must.
Got that? Y'all got that?
Through the shadow.
No.
Ready for battle. Bring all your poison. Here come the poison.
Will went through a rigorous, but not to mention your body, and you got to know how to box.
I look good, Oprah.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real, girls. Don't get me to peeling off in here. Don't get me to peeling off.
You went through a rigorous boot camp to get yourself physically ready to play Ali. He's been quoted as saying that he is being in such great shape that he is a sexual machine now.
Oh, you were deceived.
Raring to go every second of the day. I'm ready to know.
Right now, Oprah.
No.
Right now.
Let's call out Jada.
Right now.
Wait a minute. I read where you said...
Next week on a very special Oprah Winfrey.
Where you said, I am human Viagra. I
am Will Agra. That's a quote.
But I was playing. I was serious, but I was joking. I was joking.
The champ is here, making a rare appearance. Please welcome the greatest, Muhammad Ali. I know that it must be because we've seen so many, films about you. You've been written more about than any other human being on the planet. What does having this film out now mean to you in your life at this time in your life?
It means people who don't really know much about me, it'll tell them more about who I am. They'll understand more about the legend of Muhammad Ali. Casually, and it's a big honor. It makes me feel good that somebody takes time to make a movie about my life, and it makes you humble feeling.
Wow. Thank you. In essence, you say you like to put a little exploration, I think you said, into your kisses.
See, Oprah, that's the thing about a woman, Oprah,
Yeah.
See, lots of times, men are very superficial, It's like, we want, like, when it's a kiss,
yeah.
Like, just the mouth is cool. Just, like, deal with the mouth area.
Yeah.
And, when it's making love, we don't necessarily need all the exploration, But, see, with Jada,
Talk to me, Will. Talk to me.
See, when I make love to my woman, Oprah, when I make love to my woman, it's from every end. It's from every end, Oprah.
Got it.
That's what
Got it. That's wonderful.
No,
Okay. So you keep it fresh all the time. What are some of the nicest things you've ever done? I'm not even talking about like physical,
Well, that's the nicest stuff I do.
Okay, no. I'm talking about.
No, but our relationship is first, and you have to work on it every day. It's like, we notice that life in general and relationships, everything, it's a life cycle.
What does that mean?
A tree is born, it grows, it dies,
yeah.
And then another tree will be born. And your relationship has phases and stages like that. Like, for example, you're together, you guys are having fun, you're having a great time, and then you have a baby.
Yeah.
That is, right, that is the death of that section of your relationship,
yeah.
Right? So you can't spend the rest of your life mourning the death of that section of your relationship.
That is
you
so
have
great.
to birth the new relationship.
Talk to me, Will. And that's so smart.
Yeah,
You're young but smart.
Young but smart. Well, thank you, Oprah. I'm trying. I just realized something,
What?
Oprah. You're the only person on this couch I haven't kissed.
Thank you, Jada. Thank you, Jada.